Right, I'm here to make the video that anyone who knows me will see this and go, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that he's made that video. I mean, they'll also think, wow, what a fucking loser, but fuck it. I'm doing a fucking tier list. A tier list. A McFly tier list, right? I was just going to rank them in, this is a McFly album tier list, sorry. I was just going to rank them from best to worst in order of what I think, of my opinions. But it feels a bit too harsh because there's a couple of the albums that are just so close that it just wouldn't be fair. And so I also think tier lists are fun. Fuck it, you know, it's a trend. Follow the trends. So I'm going to put them in this lovely little table that I have. This is coming from a McFly fan since the start, like since I was 5 years old or some shit. Like, I think I've listened to at least one McFly song every day of my life since fucking Five Colours, you know? So, and I've seen all the online videos, all the covers, all the performances, everything. So this is an informed opinion decision thing. Cool, let's go. Okay, here's the tier list. Right, we've got the tier list here. We're gonna go. This is gonna be their best, the very tip-top best of all their albums. We're going in chronological order. Okay. Then we're gonna go. This one's great. Okay. We're in capitals because we're angry. We're screaming it. Then good. They're good. They're good. Meh. I wouldn't put it on, wouldn't turn it off. It's just sort of there. It's just sort of there, isn't it? And then we're going bad. We're not going to scream this one. We're actually going to... We'll lowercase it because we're sad. Fuck, I don't know. Whatever. Okay, fuck it. Room on the third floor. This bitch is going in good. It's going in good. It started it all. It has some of McFly's most popular songs, which... actually upsets me that they're the most popular because there's more to this band than Five Colours, and obviously, but it's got songs like Not Alone and That Girl, which are hits even if they're both better live. But you know, Not Alone, the acoustic live that Tom and Danny do, fucking insane, right? But this album, in terms of production, as a guy, you should go, I'll link his video in the description. It's called Jack on Record. He mentions that fucking there's just no production really. It's just a band playing their instruments, which is fine because that's what this band is. But this album suffers from it because it's all very clean. It's just so basic. There's no good distortion. Everything's so clean. Now, obviously, it's well known that McFly have some absolute cheese in their discography. And this album is the epitome of that cheese, right? Fucking what the fuck is the yeah man loads from She Left Me, right? What what is that? Where did that come from? To be fair to them, they take the piss out of it when they're performing this live. They're like, yeah man loads. So you can forgive them, but it's got some cringy shit on this album. But really, it's a solid album. It's good, right? Not my least favourite. It's very easy to overplay this album. If you put it on repeat, it's going to get boring. I'm very much of the opinion that just because something is the first, or, you know, the original or old, doesn't make it good or the best, right? And Five Colours is not their best fucking song. I'll just say it. It's not. Yeah, so Room on the Third Floor is in good. Fine. Wonderland. This is gonna piss a lot of McFly fans off here. This is my least favourite McFly album. Like, my least favourite straight studio McFly album. It's great. I love it. But it's my least favourite. I just don't connect with this album the way that I do all of the other ones. It's also really dark and depressing, which obviously there's reasons for it behind the scenes, but it definitely feels like they tried to do a total 180 from the first album. They heard oh, McFly too cringy and cheesy and bubbly. So it was like they just tried to switch it up and go completely dark and miserable. It's good because they added more sounds, added the strings, like the fucking orchestra. But this, I just don't connect with this as much. I'm putting it below Room on the Third Floor, okay? It does, though, have some fucking underrated songs. Ballad of Paul K is one that not many people know outside of the actual McFan base, but that is a song. That is a great song. And Too Close for Comfort. Too Close for Comfort. Great song. And fucking I'll Be Okay, first track on the album. It's just a forgotten single. Why? It's such a great song, but it was big in the time, and then it just completely got forgotten about. All About You is on this album. Let's be honest, it's McFly's biggest song. Everyone knows the words to All About You. I don't really love the song. They've got such better music than All About You. It's a nice one to sing around a fucking campfire, but it's not by any means their best one. This album is let down by the forgettable songs. That's something that's going to be a recurring theme, I think, with some of these albums. There's forgettable songs on the album, which is the same for most artists, right? But like, whose favourite McFly song is Nothing? No, nobody's favourite McFly song is fucking Nothing. She Falls Asleep, though, very good song. Anyway, fuck it. Love the album, but it's still my least favourite. You'll notice that I don't hate any of these albums, by the way. Okay, baby, we're at Motion in the fucking Ocean. This bitch. Straight to the fucking top. Straight to the fucking top. There is not a bad song on this album. The worst probably being Please Please, and that was released as a single, so it's clearly not even bad. This is a solid album, start to finish. I love that they added the Queen cover on the end there. That is a song that I think works better for a band like McFly than it does for Queen, because it works better with two singers, and they did it justice. They did it fucking justice. This album has, like, it's got good production, actually really good production. I talk like I know anything about production, but I don't. But it's great, and excellent vocals. It's got some fucking killer vocals, belters like bubble rap, fucking. Then it's got fucking guitar solos, and just this album radiates the fun McFly with also serious music making. Does that make sense? It's fun, bubbly, but not cringy or stupid. It's excellent start to fucking finish. There's some songs that aren't heard by many people outside of the fan base, like Home Is Where the Heart Is, fucking Walk in the Sun, Friday Night, Bubble Wrap even. I'll mention that again because fuck me, that's a great song. These are criminally underrated and underplayed, underappreciated. And then, just to top it off, you've got Stargirl, their best song, or top 3 at least, their best song. It's so memorable, everyone loves it. You put it on, you fucking have a blast. Everyone loves that song, man. And there's a reason. It's just it's the most McFly song. This album is exactly what we all want from McFly. Fucking incredible. 10 out of 10. Next. Alright, here's the reason I didn't just do a normal 1 to 7 or 8 or however many fucking albums there are ranking list. Because Radioactive is also straight to the fucking top. I have been, my entire life since these albums came out, I've been fucking torn between which I prefer. Do I prefer Motion in the Ocean or do I prefer Radioactive? They are such incredible albums, okay? And it just felt too harsh to say, like, yeah, one is better and one is number 2, you know? They're so close. However, there's a reason I put this to the right of Motion in the Ocean, and it's the back end of the album, right? This album is motherfucking incredible, okay? They got the rock element that McFly always have on stage, but it's not really been captured in any album so far. But this one captured it perfectly. Oh god, it's got probably the best guitar parts of all the albums. I'll stop that. POV was on this album. This is a song that you can play to anybody, not tell them that it's McFly, and they will love it. I've played this to so many people that don't like McFly, that tell me they hate McFly, but they still love this song, POV, right? So they did something right there. The only thing letting this album down for me is the back end of it, not including the last song, right? From the end to Only the Strong Survive, it's like those four sort of merge into one, and it's like I love the fact that Down Goes Another One is like a part 3 of the She Falls Asleep saga. With the da-na-na-na-na. Fucking, it's great to have a callback like that. The same way that Lies has a callback to Wonderland. But these four songs just sort of they merge together, and that's the only reason I think that this is below Motion in the Ocean. But it feels too harsh to say Motion in the Ocean is number 1 and Radioactive 2, you know? So they're basically the same. Something I fucking love about this album is that once a song ends, you sit back and it's almost like you have to take a breather. It's like you actually have been at a live show and it ends and you just go, whew, what a song, you know? And then the next one plays and then you do it again and again and again. It's like, it really feels like you're in a concert. No matter where you're playing this fucking songs, the song ends and you just breathe and you're like, God, that was great. You know? It's like, it's an experience. I'm going to talk about Heart Never Lies. It was on some versions of this album when they released like a free version of it with The Sun. The Sun newspaper, I think it was. There's The Times, whatever. They released, and that had Heart Never Lies on it. That was a sort of a song between Motion in the Ocean and Radioactive, and it should have been on the album because that's their best song. It's the most emotional, best McFly song, and it's not even on a studio fucking album, but I class it as a Radioactive song. Anyway, Radioactive, 10 out of 10 again. Okay, here we are. We're at the fucking infamous McFly album here. Above the Noise. Most McFly fans just fucking sweep this one under the rug and just pretend it never happened. It doesn't exist. I see people on, like, when Tom or Danny do a live and they play a song from this album, a lot of people comment saying, we don't like Above the Noise, skip this one, do a different one. Fuck you if you do that. Fuck you. Because this album is fucking great. And I say great because it's going in the great tier. That's going to be controversial because not a lot of people agree with me there. People seem to follow the trend of hating this album because it didn't sound like the first 4 albums when it first came out. It was so different. Now that time has passed and we've got more McFly music that is not exactly the same as the first 4 albums, I think people will realise that this one is actually really good. People who hate this album and don't listen to it, you're missing out. You're fucking missing out, alright? For one, it's got Shine a Light on it, which is arguably one of their most well-known songs, and for good reason. Take out Tayo Cruz, and it's a fucking bop, right? Doing that song live, mate, insane. When you listen to this album and don't let yourself be fucking blinded by stupidity, you realise it doesn't actually sound much different from McFly. Because it still follows the McFly formula, you know, like Tom will sing a verse, Danny will sing a verse, they'll both share a chorus or split the chorus, and then there's guitar solos, there's fucking belting lyrics, you know, there's everything good in this album, right? There's a couple of songs which you could argue are forgettable, but I love this album, so they're not for me, right? We won't talk about Party Girl. Everyone knows that's probably the worst McFly song ever. Even McFly know that is the worst McFly song. Above the Noise has some of their best songwriting and best vocals that they've ever had, right? I Need a Woman is a great song, one to put on when you're a bit depressed. That's the truth. People talk about that song so highly, but they still forget that it's on Above the Noise, and they pretend like Above the Noise doesn't exist. If you see Kate, watch Danny's acoustic slide guitar version of this on YouTube, and you will change your mind about that song if you don't like it. Even fucking this song and Take Me There, they're incredible. I was front row at the anthology tour for this album, and on the third night, Above the Noise and Radioactive were paired together, and I thought Above the Noise would sound just boring as hell next to Radioactive. But it didn't. It held up. That's, for one, it's credit to their live performance skills. But two, it's such a good album. Such a good album. Go and listen again if you claim to hate it. But skip Party Girl. Forget it exists. Don't go into the woods, doggy. Okay, fucking hiatus time. From 2010 to 2020, there wasn't an official studio album. We had a 10-year fucking break from official studio albums, technically. However, we did get 2 notable mentions, right? McBusted. I'm going to talk about the McBusted album, even if it's not fully McFly, because fuck you, this is my video. My opinions on this album are, it would be better, even a good or great album, if Matt and James weren't on it. Nothing against Matt. He's got a great voice, and my mind was changed on him when I saw the Love Me Like You Do cover that they did. Fucking watch it. But it just doesn't fit in with Tom and Danny. James, I can't stand, I'll be honest. Can't stand his vocals, or as a person. But this album does have some bangers, okay? It's got some bangers. It's got some bangers, and it's got some shocking songs. Some truly shocking songs. How's My Hair and In the Club. What the fuck are those songs? What the fuck? If you take out Busted from McBusted, if this was a McFly album and take out the shit songs, if you leave a McFly version of this album, if you had a McFly version of the McBusted album, this would be a strong album, I think, because those are some great songs there. And live as well, great. Air Guitar is a good song, but we just hated it when it first came out because we hated McBusted when it first came out. But I would rate some of those songs very highly on a tier list of all McFly music, which I will make that video if anyone wants. But there's a lot that let this album down, so it's going in meh. It's not bad because I do like some of it, but I just wouldn't choose to listen to it. But I wouldn't skip it if it came on, you know? Moving on! Okay, album 6. Fucking album 6. And yes, The Lost Songs is album 6. I don't care what you say, Young Dumb Thrills is not my album 6. The Lost Songs, for anyone who doesn't know, is the album that was supposed to come out in 2013 or 14, but was fucking shelved. It then came out in 2019 as sort of like a hype up for McFly's return. I think this is a crime. Album 6 has some of McFly's best work they have ever done, and in my opinion, there are only 2 songs that let it down, which are Something About You and Corner of My Mind. The first half of the album, The Lost Songs, don't feature Tom's vocals, really. But I don't think it suffers from not having Tom's vocals. We all love it when they sing together, right? But Danny's vocals on that first half carry the album, carry those songs. And it doesn't really matter that Tom's not singing because they're still such fucking good songs. We all knew Red and Touch the Rain off by heart because what McFly fan hasn't fucking spammed the replay button on those live performances, YouTube video things. So we knew that they were good songs. But songs like We Were Only Kids, which is basically Falling in Love Part 2, in my opinion, I think it's better than Falling in Love because more happens. The song just seems to go further, go more places, you know? And then you've got Lucky Ones, a great song. That's a classic McFly song, puts you in a great mood. I don't know, the vibe of this album is just fucking perfect. It's exactly what we all expected and needed from the McFly album. you've got Hyperion on this album. Hyperion is hands down the most surprising and most welcome song on this album. I fucking love it. This shot, no lie, shot straight up in my top 3 songs of all time. Yeah, they're all McFly songs. For one, what a blessing having a 6-minute song. And the vocals, the production, everything about this song is one of the best written McFly songs they've ever fucking done. This song is the reason I'm so angry that it didn't get released in 2013 or 14 when it was supposed to. I think this would have saved McFly's top. It would have put them back on top. Obviously, we've just had the documentary about why they shelved it and everything like that. The All About Us documentary. Go fucking watch it if you haven't already. But it's such a shame that it didn't get the hype it deserved. Didn't get the Hyperion it deserved. Had they released this at the time it was supposed to, we would have then got more albums, I think, following the same sort of style as the Lost songs, which would have been very welcome for me. Oh, let's not forget, fucking Love Is Easy and Love Is On The Radio were also supposed to be on this album. Imagine how strong this album would be if it had come out as a proper album with those songs on it. Mate, fuck it, right. This is going in top tier too. This is going in top tier. I was going to put it in great, but I've hyped it up so much it's going in top. It's not quite as good as these two, but it's fucking up there, right? Right, we're on the last one. Young Dumb Thrills, McFly's latest release. Only came out, as of recording, last week, but I've had it on repeat ever since it did. If I'm honest with you, when this album came out, it took me some getting used to. And I thought maybe that's because I've got such high standards for McFly now. But then thinking back, that wasn't the case with the Lost songs. I just loved them as soon as everyone came out. So, I don't know, I was very disappointed with Growing Up. That's a bad song. That is not a good song. That's got indie club vibes for me. You know, Happiness is okay, but it's too much bubbly like the first album. But having spammed this album constantly, I can say I do love it a lot. There are some great songs on here. It's a nice change of pace, maybe. I don't know, it's a nice change from normal McFly, but it is a shame. Where's the ballads? Where's the belting songs? Where's the guitars? McFly are fucking guitarists. Well, 3 of the 4 of them are. This album almost feels to me like they heard what we said about, a lot of people said about the Lost songs, where they want Danny and Tom singing together, and they just did it and mixed the vocals too much, if that makes sense. So they're not really differentiated between. They don't split the verses and the choruses up like they used to in a lot of the songs, which is a bit of a shame. And it is missing some fucking great guitar solos like they had on previous albums. But a very good album. And for that reason, it's going in great, just below Above the Noise for me. Yo, this is editor Charlie here. Since it's been quite a while since the album came out and I've listened to it fuckloads more, I just want to say I've got some songs on this album that I fucking love, right? I think Growing Up is just the worst one, but you've got Mad About You. I think that's an underrated one on the album, definitely. Tom, this is exactly what I was talking about. Tom and Danny's voice works so well together on this song. It just sounds great. And then obviously you've got the run of Danny songs, Sink or Sing, Like I Can, and Wild and Young. Wild and Young was going to be on Danny's solo album. I'm so happy we have a studio version. Honestly, just the entire album except Growing Up is actually genuinely so good, apart from what I said about Happiness earlier. So I just thought I'd add a bit more onto what I think of the album. Do fucking love it. It's just a tiny bit below Above the Noise for me. Yeah, back to the regularly scheduled program. I don't know if anyone agrees with this. If you've noticed, I haven't put anything in bad because I don't think there are any bad ones. However, if I do the tier list of every single fucking song they've ever done, there will be some in bad. Let me know if you want that. A McFly album should make you want to listen to more, but still keep you in a great mood, keep you wanting to dance and jump and fucking sing, play air guitar, you know? Most of them do. There's just a lot of songs that do hold back the albums, right? Imagine if we got another version or another album like Motion in the Ocean. We'd be fucking laughing. That's it. Thanks for watching my tier list of the McFly albums. If you want me to do that song rating fucking video, I will. It'll take a while though. Let me know if you agree, disagree, anything in the comments. I'm sure you will. Hi, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed listening to me talk out my arse about things, then you're in luck. I have a channel called Get Lost where I do exactly that, but with my buddy, and we actually try to make you laugh, believe it or not. That'll be linked in the description and probably on the screen right now, maybe, if I remember. We do a podcast twice a week and we have daily uploads to the channel, so go check it out. Bye.